Saturday night.
It is Sunday afternoon, friend.
My sleep schedule last night. I'm so mad. I went to bed early. Woke up at 5. Could not fall back asleep. Fell back asleep sometime around 8. Woke up at 9. Was like, okay, this is awful.
I had nothing but weird dreams like all night, and I don't remember any of them. I just remember them all being just weird. Very, very weird. And like waking up from each dream going, the fuck? And then going back to sleep and having another weird dream, waking up and having the same reaction. And I'm just like, so that's how tonight's going to go. Got it. Love that for me.
I think I had I don't know, because like I was like daydreaming in between not being able to sleep, so I don't know what was me conspiring scenes or what was a dream, but it was like a mixture of the book I'm writing and the book I'm reading, and it was really weird, and I was very confused because they're both involving vampires, so it like ooh.
Sounds about right. That sounds like a you thing.
It is a me thing. Just like this sentence that I can't finish because you disturbed me from my writing.
Hey. I'm here on a Sunday.
I'm sorry.
Back in a ponytail.
I'm sorry. It's not my fault. I have to be the boss again.
How long are you the boss this time?
Not entirely sure. So,
just like last time.
Okay, so we were for sure. And then his boss asked him if he wanted to do some local thing. And so, of course, my boss was like, sure, that sounds fun. That'll look good on my resume. But we don't know what it is, except that it's local. So it's like, so he might be back on the 24th. If not, then I don't know.
Cool. Love that for you.
So it's like, okay, well, at least it's local. So he shouldn't be gone for like the whole week, but he's probably going to be gone for the whole week.
Probably. See, that's why you should have just been the big boss.
That's what everybody's saying. They're like, why don't you just be our boss? It's like, because I don't wanna. I don't want to be the boss.
Oh, we're going to get to it. Trust me when I say we're going to get to it. What started out as kind of a joke in my head has gone down a weird path, which made Kay realize things about themselves.
It's like, okay, this is fun.
We have snowballed. We have snowballed into something that is uncontrollable at this point.
I think mine started off as a snowball, and now it's just straight up an avalanche at this point.
Mine's still luckily like snowman level snowball at this point because I am still actively working on my actual work in progress. And the only thing stopping me is because I need to do research first. But that research will start relatively soon because Libby has one coming soon. So, woohoo! But no, we will get to it.
It's hilarious. It's so funny.
Oh, God.
It's great.
Oh, man.
But I started reading book 2.
How's that going for you?
I got slapped in the face immediately.
I mean, were you reading it out loud to people in public? Because I would slap you too.
No, figuratively. Because it starts off immediately after book 1. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then we realize something, and I'm like, so you broke my heart for nothing. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, no.
Distraught. I love this book to pieces, but oh my gosh. Distraught.
I would say the next like 5 chapters probably of my book are going to be like heartbreaking for me to write.
How dare you? How very dare you? Oh, I accidentally wrote the ending of the
Yeah, you had said that yesterday.
Did I? Okay, I couldn't remember if I did or not.
I think I remember you saying that yesterday. In one
I
of your voice memos, one of our many voice memos that we exchange with our friend group.
It's fun. Yeah,
Sometimes
no, I thought
literally
maybe
for
I
me
could
huh?
add to it. I thought maybe I could add to it, and I'm staring at it, I'm like, I don't want to. This is like a good ending point. So
Yeah. But no, the voice memos thing for me is all I'm like, I don't want to type. That's literally it. I'm on my phone. I don't want to type.
I like don't mind, but sometimes when I'm doing like the lore stuff and whatnot, my brain is going faster than I could type, so I'm just
For me, it's just I get irritated at typing on my phone. If I'm on my computer, it won't be such a big deal on either my laptop or my desktop. Like it doesn't bother me. Matter of fact, I like typing on my desktop because I have a mechanical keyboard. I'm gonna get a new one though. I want to get one of those ones that's designed after like a PC from like the 90s.
This is mine.
I know, and yours is so like loud and satisfying, but it doesn't have a 10 key.
No, it doesn't. There's a
I can't
10
live
key.
without a 10 key.
There's a 10 key version. I am probably gonna get
And it's
a
like
little
stupid expensive. Like a 10 key costs that much money?
for fancy gaming keyboards. Yes.
I'm gonna get me the one that Trey sent to me because theirs looks like an old not IBM, but I can't remember the one with the where you had to type in keystrokes in order to do anything on the computer. What were those computers called? Why am I blanking? It's driving me crazy. I'm gonna have to Google. Oh, let me go back and just look at their message to me. Trey, found you. By the way, Trey is also an author, so please buy their books.
Do the thing.
Actually, you would really like Trey's books. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you would like Trey's books.
Well, why haven't you ever like thrown them at me?
I don't know. I need to. I will. But they are Trey Dorn is their name.
TRA or TRE?
TREYDORNE. Or sorry, not E at the end. DORN. The 8-bit do. That's the one that they have. The 8-bit do. This one also doesn't have a 10 key, but which is the only reason I haven't bought it yet. I think you can get one with a 10 key, or you can get a 10 key. I don't remember.
I think I might.
Oh yeah, you can get a 10 key that can also be a calculator.
That's what I need.
A 10 key that can also be a calculator.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because I only use the 10 key for budget stuff. So.
But yeah, so they've got the 8-bit do. They've got the they've got one that looks like an old like Apple one. They've got one that looks like an old PC one. Oh no, 8-bit do is the brand. And they got one that looks like Nintendo. Yeah, cool. I like it.
Nintendo.
I just haven't gotten it yet because I like having a 10 key, like just attached to my goddamn keyboard. How do people live without 10 keys? The only way I type in numbers. Only way I type in numbers. That's it. If I need to type in a number, I'm not going up above. I'm going to the 10 key.
Chaos Gremlin. Well, I will say 10 key is superior. I need to get me an attachment. I just haven't done it yet. I like how small my keyboard is now. It's so nice.
That's how my mom is about her laptop. She's like, my laptop is so tiny. And she grabbed her laptop at one point. I'm like, you grabbed the right one, right? She's like, yours is so massive because it's got that 10 key. And I'm like, I can't live without a 10 key. Literally cannot live without a 10 key.
Laptop, giant laptop. I purposely got this laptop because A, it was on sale. B, I like the brand, but we don't promote the brand anymore, so I'm not saying what brand it is. And then C, because it has a nice screen for watching streaming stuff.
Yeah.
It's nice.
The only reason I got like the cheapest 10 key computer I could find. And that's only just because I literally only use my laptop for writing. That's it.
That's what I've been doing.
Like, I mean, I can use it for streaming, but I'd rather use my phone probably for streaming so that I can like have something smaller to carry around if I need to move around. So
I hate the glare. I hate the glare. I hate the glare. But if I take my glasses off, I can't see your pretty face.
Boo.
Ah, I'm not writing. You can't get me.
Did I actually startle you when I came in?
You did.
I sat there staring at you to see if you'd see that I was there, like for, I don't know, 30 seconds before I was like, boom.
I like didn't have the tab open. I had another one open because I was like, oh, that.
Just kind of surprised you didn't hear like ambient noise change or something.
I had music going on.
Oh.
And I had you on the speakers. So I did hear like something and I thought it was you, but then I didn't hear anything else. So I was like, oh, okay, it's nothing. Like, no, it was you sneaking up on me.
It was me sneaking up on you.
Which is funny.
After all.
It's funny because the scene I was writing, they're sneaking up on each other. So
I think our scene will end or ended very differently than how yours will end.
I don't know. Probably.
They're gonna do a live stream? That's so weird.
Yeah, I'm going live right now. Come join me.
Oh god. I'm so glad I have another day off before I have to go back to work.
Lucky.
I know. Tomorrow I might actually just sit down and play The Sims all day. We'll see.
No more pretend like you're a full-time creative?
I'm thinking about doing it again, like I did yet on Friday, but I'm also kind of tempted because I'm also really needing to get through this book. I mean, I'm enjoying it, but I'm kind of tempted to like just play The Sims and have the book playing in the background while I'm just playing The Sims because I've got 2 that I need to read right now because I got my Animorphs book finally. Been waiting forever for that Animorphs book to be available on Libby. And those I can do in one sitting because they're only, if you listen to them on regular speed, they're only 3 hours.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, they're
not very long.
Novellas. Yeah. They're just young adult novellas. Not even young adult. I think they're technically middle grade.
That reminds me. I was going to pause my Audible. I have like 5 credits and I'm so behind on listening to my stuff. I'm like, why am I still paying for this?
I already paid for a whole year, so.
I wonder if you could pause it.
You can, if you're paying monthly.
Yay. There we go. Pause.
I used to be on a monthly plan, and then one day I was like, fuck this, and I got a year-long plan.
So. Cool. We're pausing it for 90 days.
There you go.
Yeah. Save me some money.
That's why I do a year-long subscription on things, because then I don't have to worry about it monthly. I just pay for it up front, but then I forget to cancel if I want to cancel it.
Yeah,
like
and I tend to. Have you not canceled it?
I did now.
Okay.
But not before I got a whole nother year.
Oh no. It's weird drinking a can of Dr. Pepper.
You usually drink bottles.
But I haven't been able to go out and buy me some more. So Mom gave me one of hers. Because I can't not have caffeine.
I can't have caffeine, so.
I know. It's like the
cool.
polar opposites.
Be cool. Be like me. Develop an intolerance to caffeine and feel like you're dying, and then go to a doctor and have them tell you your worst fear might be true and you might be dying, and then sit in an MRI for 2.5 hours, be pulled out halfway through that 2.5 hours to have contrast injected into your body, only to sit there and have a commercial on the radio play running water, which just makes you have to pee really, really bad. And they tell you can't sleep because they're trying to look at your brain chemistry, because you can't sleep when they're looking at your brain chemistry. So every time you try to fall asleep, they just go, I'm okay. Oh, and then develop claustrophobia because of it.
Honestly, valid. Those machines look scary.
Yeah, it's so funny because they sat me down for like the thing, and they're like, "Hey, are you claustrophobic by any chance?" Like, not really. I mean, I have a fear of being trapped, but that's different than claustrophobia. And they're like, "Okay, well, an FYI, you might develop claustrophobia from the machine if you don't already have it." And I was like, "I'll be fine." Nope, extremely claustrophobic now.
That's awful.
So not only do I have a fear of being trapped, I now have a fear of small spaces, and that's how most of my nightmares are now. Is that I'm walking in like a hallway. The hallway just keeps getting like smaller and smaller and smaller until I'm like trapped in this very small space of this hallway. Most of my nightmares now are like that. It's awful. I hate it. Anyway, so 0 to 10 do not recommend, but
the experience is awful, but be cool.
Don't work at coffee shops, friends. I blame Caribou Coffee.
Yeah, no, I blame my work too, because we've got the soda fountains and it's free for us to drink. So I, like, around COVID, I was doing really well and I wasn't drinking it. And then when we came back, I was still doing well. And then I gave in because I have a problem.
I gave up caffeine after high school. And then my grandma, who didn't understand my desire to give up caffeine, was staying with her at one point, probably around the time my grandpa died. And she was like, "Good morning." And I was like, "Good morning." She's like, "Here's your coffee." And I was like, "Grandma, I don't drink caffeine." She's like, "It's coffee." And I was like, "Still caffeine, Grandma." And she's like, "It's coffee." That's like different. I couldn't blame her the fact that, you know, I can't normally blame what I would normally blame where that was concerned, because she fully understood the word caffeine and fully understood the word coffee and fully understood that there's caffeine in coffee. So wasn't a language barrier of like the fact that Norwegian was her first language. There were a lot of words she didn't understand, you know, fully, and words she would say wrong. I don't want to blast her on the internet though. But there were yes. Yes. And I do still have like decaf coffee from time to time.
See, I'm one of those terrible people. I can't drink like coffee unless it's got like a bunch of stuff in it.
See, if I want like a frou-frou coffee drink, I will get myself a frou-frou coffee drink. Obviously, right now it has to be decaf. Not right now. For the last 12 years, it's had to be decaf. But and for the rest of my life, it'll likely have to be decaf. I wonder what would happen if I drank caffeine now. Like, would my head just explode?
You'd probably end up with like a headache of some sort, probably.
Well, that's one of the symptoms. That's one of the symptoms, regardless. Anyway, but if I'm just gonna sit down and like just drink coffee, I prefer just a good mug of black coffee. And if I'm gonna have like a black coffee with a cake donut specifically, not like one of those really fluffy ones, like those more condensed old fashioned ones.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The good stuff.
Especially if it's like a dark chocolate donut. Oh, so good. But now it has to be decaf.
Ooh. There's so much caffeine in coffee. Oh my god.
Yeah. My brother-in-law will often like send me like memes that just are like decaf coffee is for crazy people. Like, shut up, Mark. He's been like my annoying big brother since I was 13 years old when him and my sister started dating.
That's funny.
They're high school sweethearts, you know?
Aww.
And so, but he does that to me every once in a while. I'm like, dude. All right, it's been 20 minutes. We should do our intros.
Intro schmintro.
Welcome, everyone, to our show.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. We're loving it. Copyright struck.
Hello, I'm Britt. I am writing someone's future favorite book. Isn't that awesome?
I love it.
Anyway, yeah, so I am a contemporary romance author at heart. I promise I will always stay that way. I actually released my first book. Rude. I released my first book, Deep Water, back in November of 2023, and it's fun, summery, and everything. So in the cold Minnesota winter, even if you're not in Minnesota, the cold Minnesota winter, please buy my book and read it and think of really hot summers cruising down the Caribbean or Caribbean, however you want to say it. I say Caribbean unless I'm talking about the ride or the movie.
It's a Caribbean amphibian.
I also write young adult sci-fi, or at least I've written one first draft multiple times. But I actually finished it this time, and I'm happy with the direction it went. So I think I'm done writing a first draft for The Man of the Stars.
Ooh.
I don't think I'll ever write another first draft for that book ever again, which just feels really weird to me, having it been part of my life for the last 20. Mm-hmm. So it's very weird to say that first draft is officially done. It just feels very weird to think or say that. And it's nowhere what I expected it to be back when I first concocted the idea, back when I was a junior or senior in high school. And now there is a chance that I might write some dark romance, but we're going to get into that in a little bit. I may or may not have already written a couple of scenes for a couple of future books. But currently I'm writing a contemporary romance that is a workplace romance about people who don't like each other. And because they don't like each other, they think that it's safe to go ahead and just hook up with each other and not fall in love. They're idiots. Clearly. Anyway, yeah, so that's me. I hope you guys buy my books. Links below to buy my book, by the way, for anybody watching this.
I saw what you did.
What'd I do?
I don't know when you did it, but I saw you did it.
What did I do?
In our document.
Oh, you saw it.
I saw it. I observe all.
That one, the random new bullet point to see if Kay sees this. I did that months ago. I just did one recently, and I was like, and when you said that, I thought, oh, I wonder if they're talking about the one I just did. I was irritated.
Now I gotta wait. Oh, I see it now.
Yeah. I was trying to edit together my Doctor Who convention. It was on Friday. I was trying to edit together my Doctor Who convention video, and Vegas was taking like forever to freaking load. And I was like, I have a time frame here.
You can't delay. Oh, God. I should introduce myself now that Britt has abandoned her stream.
Relax.
I can't relax. I'm more relaxed than I was yesterday, at least. I was so
because of the pot.
No. Oh my God.
It's okay. I don't think it's legal there, but it's okay.
No, it's not. I think if it's medicinal, it's okay. But if it's not, then it's not.
It's fully legal here.
I don't know. Somebody said I should try it for my migraines. I was like, I'd probably be the one that's Wait, hold up.
Apparently, you can also use Botox for your.
There's like different things you can use. And it's like, I wish I just immediately knew which one would fix it.
I mean, try D, all of the above.
All the above. A little bit of everything.
Well, I mean, not all at the same time. That would kill you.
It's already painful. What's the difference?
Like, try Botox for not like Botox in your skin, obviously. However, they do it for headaches, not.
I think they do it like
into your temple, something like
somewhere
that.
over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't look into it, but it's somewhere in there, I think.
I have a friend that swears by it.
Yeah, and then there's like a
piercing
you could get.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I should introduce myself before.
Yeah, then we have a question to answer. So yeah, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kay. Nice to meet you. I don't have a book published yet. But I am currently writing somebody's future favorite book. And it's my future favorite book because I've reread it like twice now. There are some scenes that are just so good. But no, this used to say sci-fi, fantasy, horror. Now it does not, but we will get into that later.
Mm-hmm.
And that is all.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to click on at all.
I'm not writing. Oh my gosh. I'm not wearing my writing shirt. I'm wearing a Lego pirate shirt.
I have a few writing shirts that I have now. I wore this one because I just got it. And because it's more comfortable than my other one. Okay, so how was Valentine's for you, the two of you? I did nothing. I also did nothing. I don't have a boyfriend. Not that I would do anything if I did have a boyfriend, because I find that holiday to be a capitalist holiday. We were just talking about this in our friend group.
We were, yeah.
Yeah, it's a capitalist holiday that was designed to exploit love, and I don't love that idea. I think partners should love each other every day, and you already have an anniversary that you can spend with that partner to celebrate your individual love, which just is to me much more powerful and much more meaningful than Valentine's Day, which is just there to exploit love, which I don't like exploitation, especially with capitalism that's exploiting. So I don't think I would ever do anything on Valentine's Day. Cut to next year if I actually have a boyfriend and I'm like, my boyfriend's amazing. I want to do all the things on Valentine's Day. Because that's how my life ends up working every single time. But yeah, no, I did nothing. I sat down and I watched Love is Blind because they decided to air the new season on Valentine's Day.
That's funny.
And it's set here in Minneapolis. It was filmed here. So,
ooh,
yeah.
Fun.
How about you, Kay? What did you do on Valentine's Day?
I spent it with the love of my life, work. Spent all day. The funny story that I get to say is this year I spent a lot of time at work on my birthday and on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I did spend the day pretending to be a full-time creative because I was off from work. And I did vlog that experience. I did vlog that day. So there will be a vlog coming up about how that went and how I felt about it and stuff. So, yay. But yeah, I basically set myself a schedule and did not stick to it entirely. But you know, it was a fun little experiment. I might try it again tomorrow. We'll see because I'm still off of work tomorrow.
I enjoyed it whenever I was able to do it on my vacation time. It was so nice. I miss it.
See, that's again cut to when I actually have a boyfriend who makes enough money where he's gonna be like, no, you can go ahead and quit your job. That's fine.
The future looks bright.
And I'll be like, that would be so wonderful of you. Thank you for letting me, you know, live out my dream and taking on the brunt of the income until I replace my old income, and then I would quit my job in a heartbeat.
Right.
Cut to my boss watching our live stream. How dare she say that? No,
everybody up at work will be distraught the day I put in my 2 weeks.
My boss would try to probably convince me not to, but my boss would be like, you go do your thing.
Like, I don't want you to. but okay.
Go do your thing. Fine.
Go do your thing, I guess.
But yeah,
Leave us. Abandon. No.
as you can probably tell, I don't put a lot of faith into Valentine's Day personally. But
I
I've
don't
also been
even
single for many Valentine's days. So
I don't even remember what my ex and I would do for Valentine's Day. Because I don't think we did things on Valentine's Day, but we would celebrate Valentine's Day on like the day after or the day before because of like work scheduling and stuff.
yeah.
So
Yeah. I don't know, man. I can't think of the last time I did anything with somebody on Valentine's Day. Like that's how much I've never really cared for it.
I mean, it's just exploiting money.
Yeah, my mom did buy me a chocolate cake that I
Ooh.
planned on eating, well, like a personal chocolate cake thing.
Still.
I planned on saving half of, but I ended up just nomming the entire thing in one sitting.
Cake is good.
And then I sat there going, oh, I ate too much.
Delicious.
Don't mind me. Just spent a night living out the fat person narrative, eating a whole chocolate cake all to myself.
I mean, I would also eat the whole chocolate cake.
Then cut to the very next day where I worked out, weightlifted for 45 minutes and went for like walks and runs and shit.
You see, yours would be
Every
like
single weekday where I'm running on my elliptical. I ran a literal 5K on Friday.
See, that's the funny part. See, it's like we both eat the cake and then it cuts to you at like 5 o'clock in the morning, waking up, exercising, and I'm in bed until 11.
Basically, that's what I think is so funny is like that narrative. That's why that narrative bothers me, which is why I only am going to write about mid and plus size women, because that narrative is such bullshit. I am a literal athlete. I'm a literal athlete.
And I die
your life.
Like I die every time I have to run. Although apparently it might cross back because I found out mom was talking about it that I've got like I used to have asthma, but it was like triggered by exercise apparently. So I'm like, oh, maybe I still have it and I just don't exercise a lot, so I don't realize I still have it.
Right.
So it's like, oh
yeah, but that's just it. And you're like, you live in a much thinner body than I live in.
Mm-hmm.
But yet I'm like the literal athlete. Like when we were staying in that hotel together, I literally got up in the middle, for you, the middle of the night. I don't remember what time I actually got up.
I don't remember.
Went down to the fitness center and went for a run.
Like 4 or 5 a.m.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Went for a literal run before I took my shower, before I ate breakfast. Like, because I have to fast. So many people are like, how can you fast and exercise? How can you fast a workout? And I was like, because I feel sick if I eat before I exercise. I will get sick in my stomach.
Like, no,
I have to fast when I exercise. I have to be fasting. I can't have food in my stomach.
Okay. Anyway, to double check something.
Oh, so anyway. But yeah, so let's go ahead and chat for a hot second about this whole dark romance thing. So I randomly I'm the problem. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Hi, it's me. Okay. So I randomly will get these really weird, dark, romantic thoughts. And I mean, honestly, it's something I should probably talk to a therapist about, because some of them are so dark that I probably will never actually say them out loud to people. So I came up with an idea and I was like, this would be a really great book. And I was like, it would fit into the dark romance category, but I know nothing about dark romance because I've not read a single dark romance. I have a couple dark romances. I have never read one. And because they have remained unread on my TBR, on my bookshelf, well, currently in boxes over there. So I'm like, I know nothing about dark romance. So I started looking up dark romance things and sharing these thoughts that probably should have stayed inside thoughts, but luckily they're not the super dark thoughts. I promise I'm okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
You know, I'm starting to understand when people say they love dark romance and they have no triggers. I mean, I do have triggers, but I do understand the people who do say those things because honestly, thinking about these things and like contemplating these dark thoughts and contemplating these ideas for some reason is helping me like process some of my trauma. So I'm like, oh, is this why the dark romance girlies love dark romance as much as they do? Because it actually heals their trauma. Like,
Maybe,
anyway.
who knows?
Anyway, so I was sharing some of these thoughts with my friends, Kay being one of them, and going, I know nothing about dark romance, so I'm gonna start looking it up. And I think it was you that was like, what even is dark romance? And then you looked it up, you're like, oh, I've literally read one.
I read one and I'm currently writing one. Oops.
Right. And then you were like, wait, I wonder if my current book currently would technically fit under dark romance. And you're like, oh shit.
It does.
It really does.
It was so funny though. Because I didn't even think about that. I was like, yeah, it's just, a fantasy dark, romance, blah, blah, blah. And then you said that, I was like, wait.
Yeah, because you were calling it a romance. Well, you're writing two kind of, but they were both
yeah.
Romanticises. And then you're like, wait a minute. This fits under the concept of dark romance. Though I think most romanticises are probably considered dark romances.
I think so, but it also not all of them because they have to have like certain themes in them. So.
Yeah. But I just think it's funny. And I do blame the fact that we are both elder millennials. So we grew up with the most traumatic children's movies of all time. Like Land Before Time, All Dogs Go to Heaven, like all these traumatic, The Never-Ending Story, like all of these extremely traumatic children's movies. That is the reason we are the way we are. So I will be writing dark romance once I read some dark romances. So I did get some recommendations based on like what I want to write to find, and I'm getting my first one soon. I think it's like within like a week or something. I don't know. Let me look at my Libby app. Let me look at my Libby app. Come here, Libby. Oh my god.
Reading
phone. Work.
No.
I hate this phone. Okay. Let's look at my holds. It's called Bound by Honor by Cora Riley. It says around 2 weeks. I'm second in line.
Ooh.
I started in 4th place. I also decided, and I bet you this would actually technically fit under dark romance. I have been rewatching Shameless. And Emmy Rossum is in Shameless. She plays Fiona, but she was also Christine in the movie version of Phantom of the Opera. So then last night, when I was done watching Shameless for the night, I was like, I'm going to go and watch like just scenes from Phantom of the Opera. And so I watched the literal song, Phantom of the Opera. And it was like, oh my God, she looks like a child because she was a child. She was 17 when she filmed it.
Yeah.
Making out with a couple of 30-year-olds. Because the guy who plays the Phantom, Gerard Butler, was in his 30s. The guy who played Raoul, who I cannot think of his name off the top of my head, he was also, I think, almost 30, if not already 30. I can't remember. But she made out with both of them. So
it's gross.
Anyway, but so then I was like, you know what I've never read? I've never read Phantom of the Opera.
Ooh.
So I'm also going to get Phantom of the Opera.
Nice. Very nice.
Glad that did not say the where my library would be located, but my library is a system, not just one library. So.
Yeah, mine is too.
So even if it did say the system, it would just be like the Twin Cities. And I'd be like, yeah, people know I live in the Twin Cities. That's fine. People can know I live in the Twin Cities.
Yeah, so I've got that too. This is my book I've got on hold. It's taking forever because I'm 11th.
I have 15 books I have the most books you can have on hold right now. And I just keep it that way because there are a bunch I want to read. And so I'm just like, well, I'm just going to keep it that way. This one by Abby Jimenez. I'm reading one by Abby Jimenez right now just for the summer. But this one, Say You'll Remember Me. There's such a hold on it. It just says several months. I am 300th in line.
Oh my God. Jeez.
Then The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. I am 354th in line for that book. I started at 445th.
Oh my
That's why I'm
god.
not taking these off of hold because I'm like, I'm saving my place. Holy shit.
Right? Like, jeez.
Then there's this one. I'm 428th in line for Sherry Frankie's memoir, The House of My Mother. That, Ruby Frankie, the
Oh yeah.
mommy vlogger that is in prison now. Like, just ridiculous. What's the other one that was like, I'm really close? I'm 56th in line for A Fever in the Heartland, and I started at 159th.
Wow.
Anyway, so yeah, I've got a lot of things on hold. I also have Narnia, The Chronicles of Narnia on hold, so I'm probably going to reread that once that comes.
Nice. Yeah, since I'm like binge reading this series, I'm probably not gonna like get any more holds on Libby until I'm done with them. And then I'll probably buy the physical versions. Although I'm very I want those, the ones that I showed you. It's not the Immortal Lover series, it's the other series, but I still kind of want the fancy versions because they look so pretty.
Yeah. So my friend at work is going to continue to be frustrated with me because he's been wanting me to read Fourth Wing for the longest time. And I'm like, I will, but I have to prioritize whatever comes in Libby. So whenever I don't have something in Libby, then I will read that. And he's like, okay. And every time he's like, have you started reading it? I'm like, no, I've got a Libby book. Have you started reading it? No, I've got a Libby book all year so far. I've somehow managed to get a Libby book right around the time I'm about to finish my last book I have on my shelf that I can read. So one day I'll read Fourth Wing.
That's funny. I'm not going to because the author is terrible.
That's what I've understood is she's not a good author, a good person. Because she appropriates. And I think there's other stuff too, but that's like the biggest one that I heard about was she appropriates.
Yeah.
And specifically like well-known things that are pronounced a very specific way in Celtic, I believe. Isn't it Celtic?
It's either Celtic or is it Gaelic or
Gaelic.
yeah.
It's Gaelic. And she's like, but I pronounce it this way. And like, that's literal appropriation.
Like
and
you should just make up your own language then.
And just make up your own freaking language. It's fine to do that, by the way.
I do it all the time.
Gene Roddenberry did it for Star Trek with Klingon.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I think of his name? Lord of the Rings did it with Elvish.
Tolkien,
thank you, J.R. Tolkien. Literally, I created in my own language in high school. I found the notes for that not too long ago, like a year or so ago.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I was like, this was a weird fucking language. You could tell what I was thinking about in high school too, because of the words I actually created. And be like, they were, let's just say, very choice for a teenager who was raised in a very specific way and was trying to express herself because her, we'll just say, body disagreed. That's as far as I'm going to go with that.
I know.
Yeah. That's
Mm-hmm.
that was a very weird time of my life when my brain believed something that my body did not.
Right. It's so strange when like one part is already there and it's waiting for the rest of you to catch up. It's like,
yeah. We'll just say my body eventually won out in the end. Koosh. Anyway, so yeah. So let's talk about our goals. How'd you do on your goal? So your goal, okay, if I can make my computer do things, was to pick and start a project and complete the writing prompt. I already know about one of those. Actually, know technically about both of them, but
you do know technically. So I technically started 2 projects during the duration. One of them is finished, but definitely needs some filling in. The other one I am finishing, and it is this guy. I completely forgot about the writing prompt.
That was me last month, so I forgive you.
Completely forgot about it. I remembered it last night, and I was like, oh.
Last month I thought about it a few times, but every time I thought about it, I was not able to like just grab my computer and just start writing.
I just straight up forgot about it until yesterday, and I was like, oh. Even though literally on my desk is this guy.
Yeah.
So it's like, how did I forget? I know how. I was so enthralled in my projects that I forgot about the writing prompt.
There you go. But yeah, then my goal. Hello, cat. I know. Grandma and Grandpa just got home, and you're so excited and also terrified all at the same time. My parents just walked in the door.
Parents.
Yeah, they were up north at their house up there that they're building. And yeah, which means I actually can't do this for very long because I'm making dinner tonight. So
that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're not in a hurry, but we'll be fine. Get to it, okay?
I need to get back to it.
Run by. No,
I need to figure out the sentence that you interrupted me on.
Yeah. My goal was 40,000 words in the unwritten rules of hooking up. Write 2,000 words every day for 2025 and complete the writing prompt, or at least try to do it this time. I did actually do the writing prompt. I did it this morning. Because again, I was so enthralled in my book, in my idea, that I just, and also all these other ideas that keep popping into my head where I just keep writing really random scenes for them. Anyway, I need to not do that because I did that with the unwritten rules of hooking up. I was like, ooh, this is a fun scene. Like I'd be laying in bed going, oh, this would be a really good scene for that. And then I'd get up and I'd write it.
Did our roles reverse? Because I haven't done that in a hot minute.
I think so. And then I'd get up and I'd write it. And now that I'm trying to piece all these random scenes together, I keep having to now edit these random scenes to actually fit into the story the way that it ended up going a little bit differently. So like I keep having to alter it, which is slowing me down, which is pissing me off. But that's fine because I'm at 47,576 words right now. And my goal was 40,000, which I hit on Friday. So
froze.
Well, you did too, but you're back. So I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's me. I don't know.
You're the problem this time.
I am the problem. Maybe I should close this out.
But yeah, so I did. And then when it comes to 2,000 words every day, if you're following my short form, which I keep forgetting to upload to YouTube, so I keep just uploading 3 days at a time.
I figured.
You can now do 3-minute shorts.
Ooh.
And so I'm just doing 3 days at a time until I get fully caught up. Which is just so stupid, but it is what it is. It's how my brain works. Anyway, and but if you're following along with that, you would know that I'm not writing 2,000 words every single day. However, I did do some calculations to defend myself here.
Are you averaging 2,000 words a day?
So, out of the entire year thus far, I have written 2,000 words 65% of the days.
Hey, there you go.
Which is more than half. And I am averaging 2,048 words a day. I think that counts. Because on days that I am not writing 2,000 words, there are also just as many days, like Friday, that I'm writing way, way more. Friday I wrote, how many did I write on Friday? I don't even remember.
Was it like 4,000 something?
Oh, 6,880.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I knew it was a lot.
Yeah, and then yesterday I wrote 3,221. Woo-hoo. Today I'm going to write more because I've written over 2,000 words thus far today. Nice. And I am still like, I'm still going to write later. Hello, cat. She really needed to go up on top of this calyx here. She really needed to be up high, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
She's so afraid of being stepped on that she needs to be up high. I mean, I think cats just need to be up high regardless. But like, she's so terrified of being stepped on. I think it's so funny. She's like, I'm a big cat. I'm like a lioness. I am a tigress who will roar like crazy at you, but don't step on me. I'm just
she is cat. A ruthless queen who is very delicate.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm doing really well. Will this momentum stay? Maybe, hopefully. However, I don't know what that's going to look like, what the 2,000 words every day is going to look like coming up, because once I'm done writing the unwritten rules of hooking up, I'm going to switch to editing Price Check on Love, which is a first draft I finished back in October, I think, because I think it was right before the November writing challenge. So I am not sure what the 2,000 words are going to look like at that point, and how I can gauge how many words I'm writing during my editing process, because I'll be rewording things. So it's going to be really hard for me to determine how many words I'm technically writing. And this word count is technically off because I am editing the random scenes as I go too. So I don't know. It's all made up.
Yeah, I haven't really been keeping track. The software that I use has like a daily progress thing, so you could see like if you meet your goal. And I was doing so good. I had a 10-day streak, and then I goofed up. I'm sad.
I can, obviously. I get 2 15s and a 45. And I have brought my laptop with me to the office whenever I've had to be in office to edit and to write. But I also enjoy turning off my brain during my breaks. I enjoy getting movement in on my 15s, and I like getting movement in on my 45 lunch too. But more oftentimes than not, I just enjoy shutting off my brain. And so I generally try not to, and I write after work usually. Personally, that's just the way it works for me. Because my job can sometimes be very mentally taxing. And so giving myself an actual break when it comes to my brain is crucial throughout the day to avoid burnout. So I don't believe in hustle culture. So I believe brains need to relax and bodies need to rest.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts, Kay?
The answer is I don't have the ability to do that. It's like, yeah, technically I could take a break, but usually I'm eating my food and checking emails while I eat my food because I'm salary. So, but I do writing before and or after work. So it just depends on my shift that day.
Yeah, if you're working in the morning, you'll write after work. And if you work later in the day, you write before work.
And also after work. Because I've gotten into the habit where before bed, got my laptop, nestled up in bed, and I do some writing.
There you go. See? So, but yeah, I like to rest my brain and my body. And if I'm not resting my body, that's because I'm moving.
That makes sense.
I like to dance. Definitely not like that. That's the whitest dancing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm Norwegian. Like, can't get any whiter than me.
I haven't learned the abracadabra dance yet. So I can't because there's a bit you can actually do a dance, part of the dance sitting down. So,
well, get good, scrub.
I just haven't had time to learn it. I'm too busy running a building.
I learn my favorite choreography from my favorite Broadway shows.
I just tend to not do stuff. Hello?
So, anyway. But yeah. So, I don't know. I'm really enjoying what I've been working on this year so far, though. Like I've said this before. I said this on a couple social media websites. This is slowly becoming my favorite book I've ever written. And I'm going to be really sad when I'm done with it.
I'm obsessed with mine already.
I am so obsessed with this couple in this book. Especially because, they're both just idiots. And I keep just being like, no, guys. They're all, you can't say just get together already because they are. They are the entire goddamn time, but they're just ignoring the fact that they're falling in love with each other, and it's my favorite thing.
My favorite, because it's like a vampire and a vampire hunter, is just like, why are you falling in love? But also, I love that you're falling in love. It's great. I love it. Because it's not like simple little, it's very much a dark romance. So
Yeah. And this is very rom-com. What I'm writing right now is very, very rom-com, and I love it. And they keep talking about rom-coms, and especially like rom-com tropes and shit. Like, good thing we don't live in a rom-com because those tropes are dumb. Like,
I will
like,
die if
people are living in a rom-com.
Miscommunication trope needs to go out the window.
It's my least favorite trope. That's one reason why I don't like third act breakups usually, because they're usually miscommunications.
Yeah. And it's like the way that the book series that I'm reading handles that is, it's like they try to communicate, but then something always happens. So it's not like they're not communicating. It's something that keeps interrupting them.
And that's kind of what's happening here too, is both of them, because the whole idea of friends with benefits is one person falls in love and the other person doesn't. Like that's the curse of the friends with benefits. Hi, been there. Anyway, so that's kind of where their brains are at, is like, shit, I'm the idiot that fell in love, but both of them are thinking it. So technically it's miscommunication, but they're just too afraid to lose the fantasy by expressing how they feel to each other. So it's not really miscommunication. It's more like just they're not ready to let their feelings out. If they did, they'd be fine.
Big goobers.
Right. So like, I feel like, I mean, technically it's still miscommunication, but I feel like it's not just but why didn't you tell me that you were actually a millionaire?
Right. It's not like, I just didn't tell you. Earthquake.
My cat just jumped from the calyx onto my bed. It just like I was kind of scared that my desk was going to fall apart just now.
So it's a meow quake?
Meow quake. Oh my goodness, the cat. Hi, can I help you? Why are you staring at me? I think I might die tonight. She's still staring at me.
Oh, it was nice knowing you.
It's scaring me just a little. Anyway. Meow. So I mean, technically I think it's more believable is my point. Because they're both like, oh shit, I'm the stupid one that fell in love. I don't want to lose this fantasy. So I think I'm just going to enjoy being this person who likes this other person. And as long as I have them, I'm fine. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
It's an acceptable version of the
technically movie. It's miscommunication.
Technically, yes, but it's also lack of communication.
Yes. And I don't know, like, if that, because again, it's not like the one I like to go to, it's a book called The Deal. And I love The Deal. Don't get me wrong. There are things about it that I think I would have done differently personally as an author. But they have a miscommunication trope, which leads to their third act breakup. And for the most part, that's what third act breakups are, miscommunication tropes. And it's literally, if our lead female, if our woman main character would have just gone to the boy main character, the man main character, and just been like, hey, your dad is threatening me. FYI, he could be like, doesn't matter. My next birthday, I get access. Spoiler alert, sorry, but I get access to my money. So it doesn't matter that he's threatening to cut me off, because soon I will have my own money. Like within a couple of months, I will have my own money and I don't need him anymore. And we can cut him out of my life. Had she just done that, there wouldn't have been a third act breakup.
No, of course not. But they don't be smart.
But did she instead go to him and say, hey, I'm not really feeling this anymore. I think we should break up and then leave? Yes, this is what she did.
No.
Leaving him heartbroken, leaving herself heartbroken when she could have simply said, your dad is threatening me. Like,
oh my gosh.
So annoying. Yeah, I prefer face-to-face communication in my books. Matter of fact, one of my main characters, my woman lead actually did. She set up a whole dinner to tell him, to actually outright tell him I'm in love with you. And then he ended up with a family emergency that he had to go take care of. I'm heading into the dark part of my book. Not the dark romance. It's not a dark romance. It's a rom-com. But like I'm heading into a part of the book that's gonna like tear my heart into pieces over the next couple of days. So, the next 6 chapters, man. The next 5 or 6 chapters are gonna break my heart.
No.
So
it's always rough.
Yeah. I'm really gonna be feeling it over the next like 5, 6 chapters.
Oh no.
Just went through a couple chapters of them being cute and sweet and wonderful, and then I'm just gonna like rip everything to shreds. So never trust when things are going well in the middle of a book.
Oh no, I didn't trust it when I got when I was reading that one book I told you about, and there was a cute, fluffy love scene. I was like, this is gonna kill me because I just know it. And it did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they pull a good bait and switch on you, man.
I'm like, how badly is this gonna hurt? And it hurt. I was like, no. I hate it. It's like, why would you do that to me?
Oh, man. So yeah, like I said, I'm also not the biggest fan of the third act breakup, even though I've done it twice. Wait, I may have done it a third time because I might have done it. I don't remember. That's why I put so many months between my first draft and then editing my second draft, because I literally don't remember what happens in Price Check on Love. Literally don't remember. So now when I go through it, I'll be like, oh, this is brand new to me. Oh, I don't like that at all. Let me change it. You know?
Yeah, it's nice and fresh.
Yeah. Or I'll go, oh, this is trash. I'm not going to even edit this book. Like, we're just going to shelve it completely. Kind of like how I felt about my one that's where the vinyl ends. I got about halfway through and was like, I don't think it's trash. I think it's a fine book. It's not the story I want to tell right now. Maybe one day I'll go back to it. We'll see.
Just not right now.
Definitely not right now. Definitely not right now. But yeah, so Price Check on Love, that's going to be my next thing I'm going to work on again. I'm excited because I opened it up to the point I literally do not remember what happened in that damn book, to the point that I opened it. I was like, oh my God, that's right. That's the names I used for those characters. I forgot. Literally forgot their names. Literally. I remember looking at the name on my, like I have like this list of names on my computer, like as a document, list of names. And I was like, I crossed out this name. When the fuck did I use this name? I don't remember using this name. And then I opened it up. I was like, oh,
that's where that name. That is so funny.
Literally just wrote the book 6 months ago.
Hilarious. That is so funny.
So by the time I get back to this book, which will hopefully not be 6 months later, but by the time I get back to this book, hopefully I will be just as like, what the hell did I even do in this book again? I don't even friggin' remember.
What did I do here?
Oh, I love it so much. I doubt that'll happen. I think this one will stick with me, just like Deepwater stuck with me. Of course, I've read this one like 100 times. I wonder what would happen if I started reading it now. Let's read. Shall we do a dramatic reading of Deepwater?
A dramatic reading of Deepwater with Britt.
To Christina and Adam, the two friends I met on a cruise when I was 13 that provided some of the fun stories in this book. I never forgot about you.
Oh.
Content warnings. Being outed without consent. Toxic relationship with a parent. Oh, I do that a lot. I should really maybe go to therapy. Mentions of body size. Non-main character divorce. Oh, I do that a lot too. Fuck. Non-main character pregnancy. I don't do that a lot. Just this once. Chapter 1. Lori. I'm going into a hostage situation, I mutter as I stare at a huge screw. Okay, I'm not actually going to do it. I do remember my opening. I do, because I loved my opening. Being like, I'm going into a hostage situation, and then her and her best friend arguing about the difference between claustrophobia and kleptorophobia. Because I'm both now, but as we discussed, kleptorophobia is fear of like being trapped, and then claustrophobia is the fear of small spaces. And she's like, I feel claustrophobic, and he's like, kleptrophobic. She's like, fucking A, shut up. She just literally had that conversation with a friend once. Not when I was 13, but because that's not an Adam and Christina one. I would love for one of them to pick up my book at one point and be like, I remember her name. Why do I remember her name? And they're like, oh my God. Or maybe they remember me too.
You never know.
Who knows?
Not me.
They became my best friends for a whole week, man. And I'm pretty sure their names were Adam and Christina, but I could be absolutely incorrect.
That would be funny if you got it wrong.
And quite frankly, I don't even know which version of Christina it is. I just did the CH because that's the one I'm most familiar with.
That's funny.
I know more CH Christinas than I do
the other spellings.
Christinas. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I gotta figure out what my content warnings for this one are, and for the other one too. I don't think I have the content warnings written down for that one yet. I'll find them as I go through it.
Mine's gonna have a lot.
I usually do. So one thing I really like about Abby Jimenez is she actually puts content warnings in the beginning of her books, even though she's traditionally published, and traditional publishers usually don't like that because it stops book sales if you do that.
Yeah, and it's like, no, I'd rather like see it, because half the time with these ebooks, you have to go to the author's website to look at it. I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah, and she does the way that this one started was it said, the big ones, and then was like, go to my website for a full list, but she actually listed the big ones from this book.
That's good.
Yeah. And granted, it was like toxic relationships with parents. Why is it that millennials continue to write about toxic relationships with parents? Why is it that millennials write about toxic relationships with boomers specifically?
Aren't you supposed to write what you know?
Yes.
I realized one of the other romantasy book that I was writing, it's not really a dark romance, but like there are some like heavy themes in it.
Yeah.
Because war and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like one of them has toxic relationship with their parents because their parents were awful, but the other one is like fine. So it's like it's a nice split. And this one, you don't get to meet either of their parents, so they don't exist.
Yeah. So in Deepwater, and it's so funny, the people who have read my book that know me in real life and have known me for a decent amount of time, they will outright go, oh, I know who Lori's mother is based off of. And I'm like, yeah, that's how I wrote Lori's mother, that people will be like, oh, this is based off of Noreen. I don't even care anymore. This is based off of Noreen. And they're like, and I'm like, yeah. There's somebody else that she's slightly based off of too, but I don't want to put that one out there. And then for my guy main character in this book, his parents are basically the other side of my family, or they are the other side of my family, and they're toxic traits. That I'm not going to talk about because those people are still alive. Noreen is dead and buried in the ground. And I have in fact danced on her grave.
Rest in the ground. No peace.
No peace for you.
No peace. I'm sad I have no more Dr. Pepper.
I have water.
I have water too. It's spicy water.
Mine's very cold. So one thing I like about this bottle I want to get more of this brand because like it is you know how like good Thermos is. This is better than Thermos at keeping
Ooh.
stuff at certain temps. Like I have put this down and forgotten about it for a whole day when I'd go somewhere and I'd come back and it'd still be ice cold in here. Ice
Dude.
lived in here for like 8 hours.
Dude.
It's ridiculous. Unfortunately, the place that I went and got this is a place I don't shop at anymore.
Don't we love that?
Except for one thing, because I can't find it anywhere else. And it's a staple in my kitchen. So like it's not like I mean, maybe eventually I'll get sick of it and I'll move on to a different thing. And then when I do, I can cut ties completely. But I guess $5 a week is not as bad as the 100 I used to spend there a week.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've been saving money not going over there. So
I say I don't save money because I always did drive up.
I never did. I would go in with a little list and leave with a little list and then some.
That's why I like drive up so much, is because I didn't fall victim to that. I would shop online. I miss the shopping online aspect. I could do that with where I do go, but their app is atrociously difficult to utilize.
I hate when that happens because then it ruins everything.
Yeah, so actually I probably spend more money on food now because I'm actually going into a grocery store and going, and because I do it before my lunch, I'm usually hungry, which is which means you buy, you know, you'd buy dehydrated chickpeas because they sound good. I mean, granted, they are good and I like them, but did I need to spend $10? No, I did not need to spend that $10. Will I eat them? Yes. I love chickpeas.
See, my thing is, if you will eat it and it's not a waste, then it's not a waste.
But I didn't need to do it.
Variety in your diet.
Well, that's just it. Like I also got myself hummus because I was like, you know what I haven't had in a long time? Hummus. And that made me go, oh, you know what I haven't had in a long time? Those dehydrated chickpeas. Because that's what hummus is made out of, chickpeas, if you didn't know.
I think I knew that, but it was one of those things where I know it, but it's not like at the forefront of my thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. My mom bought the dehydrated chickpeas at one point. I was like, why'd you buy these? And she's like, I don't know, they sound good. And I was like, Mom, you don't like chickpeas. And she's like, you're right. I don't like chickpeas. I like these though. I was like, okay. So anyway, but yeah. So, hey, we both succeeded at our goals. Congratulations. High five. High five.
High five.
High five.
High five.
Yeah. I'm very curious. I actually have a spreadsheet of words I've written every day.
I wish I had done that because I would like to keep up with that, but I just didn't.
Look at how pretty my spreadsheet is.
Ooh, I like your spreadsheet. There's no colors on your spreadsheet.
There are no colors on the spreadsheet. You are correct. I thought about making colors on the spreadsheet, but for right now, I'm just wanting to utilize it.
Valid.
It's got every single day of the year, all the way through December 31st. And the very end, I have the grand total words I've written so far for the year, which currently is at 94,215 total words over the course of the last 2 months. And I am on track to get to nearly 60,000 this month. By the time I get to November, the November writing challenge, who?
Right?
November writing challenge, who?
Right. Because when did I start the vampire story? Was it during my vacation?
Yeah.
November writing challenge, who?
November writing challenge, who?
November writing challenge, who? Of course, I will say that was because I was on vacation.
Yeah. And November is a really hard time for me to actually do anything aside from work because of how busy my job is in October and November.
Same. So it's kind of like the worst month to do a writing project thing like that.
Yeah.
Like a writing challenge. So it's like,
yeah, but if I stay on track like this, like I will literally in November be like, November writing challenge, who? Like I'm not even going to do it.
Easy mode.
Yeah,
probably won't.
50,000 words in 30 days. I did say nearly 60 in 28. Calm down. I haven't had Chipotle in a really long time.
I eat Freebirds.
I prefer Baja Sol or Qdoba, but
I don't have either of those.
do like me some Chipotle. Last time I had Chipotle, I think I was with my friend Kelly, and we did a mukbang that I went in and re-edited because we were talking about somebody who got canceled shortly after that. And I was like, don't want that on my channel anymore.
Oopsie. Redacted.
So I went in and I edited it on YouTube. So there's a weird cut in the music somewhere on YouTube, and I don't even remember where it is in that video.
That's funny. Just start watching it. Boop.
That's when she was talking about something problematic. Because we were talking about this problematic person in like a very like we're a big fan of this person kind of way. And then like shortly after that, this person was canceled, and I was like,
okay. Trim.
Let's just trim that out of my YouTube video. Thanks. So, yeah. I think that's the last time I had Chipotle, though. Pretty sure that was the last time I had Chipotle.
Oh, I think somebody went and got Chipotle, and I was like, "Ooh, let me know if you're going." Because, like, well, if somebody goes, sometimes we'll ask the other managers, like, "Hey, you want something from this place?" And then we'll just pay them back for it. So,
yeah, I tend to overeat Chipotle because I always get burrito and I always eat it all in one sitting, and I always go, "Ooh, that was a mistake. I should have just cut it in half."
I like the bowls.
I just really, really like burritos.
Burritos are good.
You know what I mean? Like I like picking them up and like eating that. Like I like the whole concept of burritos. Yeah, I just like the whole concept of burritos. Now I've had a weird thought, a very weird thought about your preference for the bowls and my preference for the burritos, and I wonder if there's something there.
I was just thinking that. Because when I was doing this, I was like,
we like to eat different things. We'll just put it that way. This always just like nosedive into some weird sexual humor with us.
It's just who we are, I guess.
Oh my god,
it's funny.
Anyway. I think it was you miming for me too. I think it was you miming it, going. I prefer to eat something very phallically shaped. Got it. Okay. And then I was like, wait a minute. Then you think about the bowls. But even better if you would have said that you prefer their tacos.
I haven't had their tacos actually. So it's kind of like a mixture of the in between, which you know.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about my boss that said he was going to miss my taco?
Yes, you did.
He didn't know what he was saying. I promise, because it was our associate misunderstood a lyric, and she thought it said taco. And he goes, "I'm gonna miss your taco when you leave." And we're like, "Don't you dare ever say that to me again." He's like, "Why? It was supposed to be nice." And I was like, "Do you know what taco is in slang?" And he's like, "No." And I was like, "Google it. Google it real quick." He was so embarrassed.
So mortified. It's so funny.
He's like, "That's not what I meant."
He's like, no.
He's still one of my like closest friends. I love him. Anyway, so there you go. I don't know why we are literally just like 12 years old in our brain.
I mean, I blame what I've been reading and writing.
Same. This particular this one, I mean, the spice isn't like spicy in the sense of like, you know, chapters upon chapters of it, but like, I don't know, we jump into their bedroom quite a few times. We jump into the bedroom with them just more often than this one. And the reason there were so many in this one was because I wanted to give both couples the same amount of scenes. So that's the only reason there are a total of 6 in this one. And that is because each couple gets 3. And it's not that was not like a decision I made. It was like, each couple's going to get 3 of these. It was like, if it led to that and I wanted to write it, then I would write it. And then I just made sure then the other couple got one. And then if this couple got one, then I was like, okay, now this couple has to have one. And I just kept doing it that way until I got to the end of the book and made sure that there were just equal amounts of spice for both couples.
Mine's very spicy.
You've said. And then unfortunately, it's not always the bedroom with these two either. Like I told you, was it on the stream or was it before the stream that I told you?
Before the stream.
Okay. Yeah. It's sometimes not even the bedroom that they're doing stuff to each other. These people, they are so into each other and it's so funny. But they're like, but I'm not in love.
Like, yes, you are, you goofs. Yes, you are.
Admit it. Ugh, never ever enter into a situation where you're like, we're not gonna fall in love. We can still hook up and not fall in love, right?
Fine. No, every time.
No, every time. One of you will fall in love for sure. In real life, one person will fall in love for sure.
It's inevitable.
The other one, maybe not. I have this friend that was talking to you about that not too long ago, because we've both done friends with benefits and we've both been on the like heartbreak side of the friends with benefits thing. And I was like, yeah, I could never do that again. He's like, no, I could never do that again either. And I was like, would I? No.
He's smart about it. Don't do that.
I mean, I've told you many times that there is a certain person in my life that if he ever came back into my life, I wouldn't mind like testing the waters with that again.
Mm-hmm.
But I would definitely need to be very safe about that because I would never want to enter into an actual relationship with that person again. He's a no-no.
No.
He's a do not pass go, do not collect $200.
Just skip.
I'll skip that turn, thanks. I'll go. Anyway. But, oh man. Oh, did you already updated your, I saw you updated your goal.
I did. I'm trying to decide if I want to add to it.
Well, but you're almost there. So like give yourself something a little bit more that would be like,
because I feel like because I need to add the scenes, which I'm doing right now. I was literally doing before the stream. You scared me, and then I lost my train of thought. Your problem
that's a you problem for not paying attention to what's going on around you. What is it on Friends? Unagi. Which is not a real thing in martial arts. FYI. It's a real thing in sushi, not a real thing in martial arts.
Oh yeah, no. It's funny though. But no, because it's like all I gotta do is fill in the gap, and then there's gonna be a lot of continuity errors after I fill in the gap. Because like I know the lore that happens at the end, and I need to go back and like make it flow better.
Yeah. That's what I'm facing when I'm writing the scenes together.
But then it's like, if I finish that, should I go back to the untitled romantasy and fill in that one's gaps?
See, and that's what I'm saying is like you're almost there with the hunter and her prey. Like you're almost there. So because that's how I'm feeling right now about the unwritten rules of hooking up, right? I'm almost done with it. Like me saying my goal being finish that book by the next stream. Well, I'm going to probably finish it before February is over.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so like for me, that's not a good enough goal to like really push myself for the next stream. So I'm trying to think of what, how far do I want to be in the second draft of Price Check on Love? Like how far do I want to be in that second draft? And that's what I'm kind of focused on because I know that's the next thing I'm going to work on.
Yeah.
As long as I can stay out of the dark romance side of things because my brain is just sitting there.
If the untitled romantasy becomes one, I'm just gonna let it happen.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
It's like, you know what? Maybe this is why the sci-fi thing didn't work out, because I was in the wrong genre.
You know what? I used to, back when I first started writing, I was like very big on, I'm just going to be a sci-fi writer. That's what I want to be. I want to be a sci-fi writer. I want to write stories that, that move people. Like I was moved by Animorphs and Power Rangers when I was young. And even now to this day, as I'm rereading Animorphs, and I've rewatched Power Rangers many, many times. Right. And, all that stuff. But, then I started doing, contemporary romance, and somehow it flows just so easily for me because that just is what I want to write. And I didn't realize that's what I wanted to write, even though looking back, it makes sense because that's what most of my fan fictions were when I was in high school. Turned out to be romances between ships that I liked. And those also had spicy scenes. It just, everything makes sense to me. But back when I was in high school writing spicy scenes, it was me experiencing, like me, trying to experience something that my brain was saying I couldn't.
Kind of exploring that.
And my body was saying otherwise.
It's like, but.
My body wanted something that my brain would not let it have. And so it came out as me writing it instead.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Anyway. But yeah, so I would say give yourself more. So yeah, good. So you did finish.
I did.
The gaps of the untitled romantasy. Yeah. And I mean,
when I give it a title, it needs a title. It's bothering me that it doesn't have a title, but nothing's like snapped into place yet.
That happens to me all the time. Like it takes so long. Like the fact that when I came up with the unwritten rules of hooking up, because the whole concept of their like situation was they had these very strict rules that they're sticking to 100%. And then slowly throughout the book, they're like, well, this rule isn't that important. Well, this rule isn't that important. Well, this rule isn't that important. Which then turns into the unwritten rule, which is they fall in love, which is like totally against every, like the one rule they keep intact the entire freaking time is don't fall for each other.
Hee ha ha.
You gotta. Anyway, when that one came to mind, I was like, oh, it's perfect.
It is perfect. It's such a good title.
Yeah, and you would know, and you'll know it when it happens. That's the thing is like my mom named Deepwater, and I was like, why Deepwater? She's like, well, because it's on the ocean, and they're in the whole concept is basically this one lie that becomes too big and then unravels in front of everybody, right? So deep water, as in like you're on the ocean, and deep water, as in you're in deep water because you're lying to everybody. All four of you are lying to everybody because they all have secrets. All four of them have a secret. Well, I guess Justin really doesn't have a secret. It's really just the three. Justin doesn't really have a secret.
No secrets.
Justin gets pulled into their web of lies. But that's okay because he gets action, so
he's fine with it.
Fine. He's fine. He'll be fine. He does experience the downfall though, because he has consequences of his actions. Oh, no. I guess technically he does lie and has a secret. Nope, I take that back. He does technically. I take that back. He does technically. Just in a very different way. It's less overt.
It's a secret.
It's a secret. It's a secret even from him, really.
Oh my god.
But secret. Anyway. But yeah, so that's good. So yeah, obviously you're writing already. Finish the first draft of the unwritten rules of hooking up. And then that's the thing is I'm trying to figure out like how far realistically, because my goal is when I'm editing is to get 10 pages a day of editing done. When I pulled up the draft that I have of the Price Check on Love book, I think it's like 181 pages, which means it would take me 18 days to edit. So theoretically, I could be nearly done with the second draft. I'm going to say halfway done with the second draft of Price Check on Love. I think that is a little bit more understandable, just in case I feel like I want to write instead of edit one day, or if I'm just not feeling editing that day. But theoretically, I could be pretty close to done, depending on when I finish the unwritten rules of hooking up and start then on the 10 pages a day, which I think is realistic. I did that with Deepwater.
Mhm.
And I think it's realistic to do 10 pages a day,
It sounds realistic.
depending on how much editing I actually have to do. But hopefully I read this and be like, it's perfect the way it is. And then I'll give it to my editor and she'll be like, sweetheart,
Sweet summer child.
never write again.
Bless your soul. Bless your
your
little heart.
Bless your little heart. But yeah, I think that's a good place to be where that's concerned. Again, theoretically, I could be done or close to done, depending on when I finish this first draft. And if I stick to 10 pages a day, but also understanding that life happens, that life throws shit at you, that 10 pages a day can sometimes be a little too much, depending on how much editing there's going to be that has to be done. Might not work out that way. So, yeah, cool. And when I'm done with that second draft, that's when I'm going to start asking for beta readers. So we'll see how that goes. Don't break things.
I will break things. And it's usually me.
Is your computer in a different place than it was when you lived there last time? When you moved home? Just looks different than it used to.
It's because there's more stuff. Like the dresser is now behind me because we moved stuff around. So
that's why
the stuff around it has been moved. The computer will be moved actually, but I got to figure out how I want to sort everything.
Got it.
I have a lot of stuff.
Got it. But yeah, so I think that'll be good. So my goal then, finish the first draft of the unwritten rules of hooking up, and then be halfway through the editing of Price Check Out of Love, write 2,000 words every single day for 2025, and then complete the writing prompt. And Kay's goal, what is your goal? Go ahead.
Mine is to finish the first draft of the Hunter x Prey, which is the vampire dark romance book, and then finish/fill in the gaps for the untitled romantasy, which may or may not become dark romance. We'll see. And then complete the writing prompt. Hopefully this time.
Or at least try to do it this time, just like I had last month.
I just flipped it.
Yeah.
So, speaking of the writing
Let's
prompt.
do our writing prompt.
Tell me when.
Closing eyes. Can't see. Okay. Stop now. Oh, God.
This is very on brand with us currently. The genre is romance.
Oh, perfect. What am I? This is gonna make a whole new book idea. No.
Are you ready?
If I've already written it, I'm just submitting that.
Write a story about a divorced couple who falls back in love.
I literally have a first draft of that. Literally a first draft. That is what Where the Vinyl Ends is about. Literally that. That is
it's summoning you back to it.
God damn it. Okay, that's fine.
That's hilarious.
So should we talk about the writing prompt from last month? So hold on, don't erase it yet. So a talking animal starts harassing an ordinary character living on an otherwise ordinary street. So I turned mine because I did it. It was like a little bit over 500 words, and I want to expand on it and maybe make it a full novella, maybe. But mine is a social commentary on the destruction of nature. And the animal that was harassing him was just trying to make sure that his pond remained untouched. And so I think it would be really easy then to like expand on that and have like some kind of developer have like some kind of accident that allows him to talk to animals, and those animals keep telling him. I mean, it's probably Ferngully. Honestly, I don't remember what Ferngully was about, but that's probably what Ferngully was about.
I don't remember.
Again, I've blocked a lot of those movies if I've not seen them since childhood because trauma.
Traumatizing.
Yeah, but I think it'd be fun. Told in my version. I'm sure it's been told hundreds of times, but still. Anyway, okay, cool. So write a story about a divorced couple who falls back in love. How can you do that in like 500 to 1,000 words? Like, actually, I think I know. I think I could because I think I can use one of my ideas for a fan fiction that I've kind of thought about in my head that I've never written. So it's not cheating. I've not actually written this. But there is a fan fiction idea that I have had in my head for a long time, but I've not been writing fan fiction because I've not been blocked. Because I only write fan fiction now when I'm blocked. So it's gonna turn into a whole fucking book, isn't it? Next month, I'm gonna be like, so about that writing prompt.
I'm gonna be like, I forgot about it again.
I'm now 50,000 words into it.
Writing prompt 2. Probably. I will be surprised if you don't. As soon as I saw it said romance, I was like, we're doomed.
Britt's gonna write 50,000 words on it.
New book. Let's go.
New book. Okay, dramatic reading of that next month. Oh my god. So funny. Okay, shall we consult with our
Yes, we need to consult with Mystic 8.
Mystic
The
8?
jerk. I don't like Mystic 8. Jerk.
So let's discuss. Let's see. What should Mystic 8? What should we ask Mystic 8? Will I finish the Unwritten Rules of Hooking Up?
Yes.
Okay. Will Kay finish The Hunter and Her Prey?
Most likely a no.
It really hates you.
It does hate me. Why?
Really hate
Why
you.
do you hate me?
Do you hate Kay?
Everything indicates yes.
I knew it.
Will I release 2 books this year? Will I release The Unwritten Rules of Hooking Up and Price Check on Love this year?
Most likely a no.
Okay, will I release at least Price Check on Love this year?
The answer is yes.
Hey. Will I release The Unwritten Rules of Hooking Up next year?
Definitely yes.
Okay, so
All right, let's go.
I mean, I'm not gonna be mad about that.
Mm-mm.
I'm not gonna be mad about it.
No.
Will one of those books go viral?
Everything indicates no.
Okay. Will any of my books ever go viral?
Looks like a yes.
Will one of Kay's books go viral?
Definitely yes.
Oh. Hey.
Let's go.
No. Will I ever be a full-time author?
Everything indicates yes.
Will it because I found a rich man?
No.
The way it said no.
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 Well, that just means you may not go viral, but you'll make it really well.
Well, I will go viral eventually, just not with one of these books, is what it said. Okay, will it be because I found a just like financially comfortable man?
Looks like a yes.
Okay, so it's still a man will still help as much as I don't need a man's help to help me do things. But hey, double income is always a good thing,
Right.
Okay, will Kay ever be a full-time author?
Everything indicates no.
Will Kay be a full-time author and streamer?
Looks like a no.
Oh. Will Kay just work at their job forever?
Most likely a no.
Oh. Well, you're going to have a career change, I guess.
Oh, I'm scared. Oh, is it with the poetry or whatever it was that it said that I was going to do well?
Will it be because Kay is just a poet full-time?
Definitely yes.
Oh. So you're going to be a full-time poet, not author, a full-time poet.
I'm a poet and I didn't even know it.
Will Kay ever find a rich lady?
Most likely a no.
Okay. At least you didn't get no.
That's true.
He's like, most likely not.
Like,
For me, it was like,
"Nah."
fucking no. That's not happening. Don't even think about it. Will Kay find a financially well-off lady?
No idea.
Come on, you're supposed to be psychic. Will they meet a financially well-off lady? Or comfortable, financially comfortable. We'll say that.
Everything indicates no.
Okay, so
Will I
you
just
and
meet
your
one in
lady-
general?
Will Kay ever meet a lady?
You know the answer.
Dang it.
Come on, give us a proper answer. Will Kay ever meet a lady romantically?
Looks like a yes.
Okay. There you go.
We're winning.
You just won't be financially comfortable. It's fine.
You know, I never am.
What else should we ask? You ask a question. I don't know what else to ask.
Ooh, will I find a title for the untitled romantasy?
Yes.
Okay.
Will it be a good title?
I have no idea.
It'll be a title.
It'll be a title. It'll happen. Did I already ask if one of your books will go viral?
I think you did. It said
Okay.
no. No,
Okay.
it said yes. Wait, no.
That's right. Yes, we both had virality in our books, but mine just won't be one of these two that I'm writing.
It's fine. You'll write more books.
Yeah. Okay. Will The Unwritten Rules of Hooking Up be my best performing book to date?
I don't know the answer.
Rude.
So helpful.
Ugh. I mean, Deepwater is barely anything. Oh, wait. We've got this too. Instead of the divorced couple coming back together, the ending could be a fight to the death by sword fighting. Yeah. There you go. I love you, but I have to kill you. That'd be a good way to end it. That's a dark romance right there. That's a dark romance right there.
Well, I'm writing that one.
Let me see.
You've gone corrupted too far.
Will the writing prompt this coming month, turn into just a whole new book idea for me?
Everything indicates no.
Oh. Okay. Is it because I've already written this story, basically?
Ask me later.
The interview is now. I'm watching way too much Shameless. I am such a potty mouth when I watch Shameless because they are such potty mouths. And I'm already pretty much a potty mouth.
It just worsens you. It amplifies it.
Ugh. Will I remain a potty mouth after watching the rewatch of Shameless?
Doesn't look clear yet.
Whatever.
What a
Will I
weirdo.
ever meet Emmy Rossum and figure out which one of us is older by the minute?
Ask me later.
No, I'm asking you now.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Emmy
Threaten
Rossum,
him.
if you see this live stream, because I know you're sitting in our 4 views right now, Emmy Rossum, I need to know, what time were you born? Because we were born the exact same day, so I need to know which one of us is older by the minute.
It's a requirement.
Probably you, because you were probably born in the middle of the night. I was born in the middle of the afternoon because my mom was induced because I just wasn't gonna be like I'm comfortable in here. I'm warm.
I don't wanna.
I'm warm.
I don't
I'm
want to
good.
leave.
I was like a month late.
Oop.
They don't let you go that late anymore.
No, they don't.
I was like
I
a
was
month
supposed
late.
to- I was supposed to be a Valentine baby.
My original due date was August 15th. I was born September 12th.
That's not good.
No, at one point it was moved to August 28th for some reason. And my mom was like, I probably just miscalculated things. I was like, by 2 weeks? You miscalculated by 2 weeks? Okay. So. Oh, anyway. Any other questions you can think of?
Not right now, no.
Okay. Yeah, me either. There you go. All right. So just to reiterate here, finish the first draft of The Hunter and Her Prey. Finish/fill in the gaps for the untitled romantasy and think of a name.
Yes.
And complete the writing prompt, or at least try to do it this time.
We're gonna do our best.
And then my goal, finish the first draft of the Unwritten Rules of Hooking Up, which I am so obsessively writing this book now that like I don't see this being a problem. I might actually do it tomorrow. We'll see. And then be halfway through the editing for Price Check on Love, specifically for the second draft. There are other stages of editing for me, but second draft is my own eyes on my project and then other people's eyes on the project. Write 2,000 words every day in 2025. Obviously, when I'm editing, that's going to be complicated, but we'll see how that goes. And then complete the writing prompt, which will just turn into, I mean, according to Mystic 8, it will not turn into a whole new book idea.
Oh, we didn't ask it if it would for me.
Oh, will the new writing prompt become a whole new book idea for Kay?
I have no idea.
So helpful.
Will it or will it not? Yes or no?
Definitely yes.
Okay. See, now yours is going to be the one that's well because Ocean View brought up sword fighting.
That's true. Now
This
we have
is why.
to have sword fighting. We
The
have to.
look on your face was like the look of a kid at a candy store.
It's like, ooh, piece of candy. Oh, speaking of piece of candy. I can't help it if I like sword fighting and stuff with swords.
Yeah, that's why I like swords.
There are things that I've discovered reading certain books.
We'll just say I like swords.
Ooh, cookies and cream.
That's one of my favorite flavors. It's cookies and cream. If I ever get ice cream, I usually get Oreos mixed in.
Heck yeah.
Because cookies and cream. That and cookie dough. I love cookie dough. The electric 8-ball is enthusiastically negative. I think I'd just stick to an old school analog 8-ball. At least I can pretend its responses is neutral. Matter of fact. Yeah.
It just doesn't like me.
It doesn't like you.
It doesn't like me.
If you missed the reason why we have this is because this was one of my silly little like stocking gifts that my mom and dad gave me for Christmas. My dad doesn't do the stocking gifts. My mom just found this at like a Dollar Tree or whatever. Or I probably at Five Below, and she got it for me as like one of my stocking stuffers. I just thought it was hilarious that it's like a magic 8-ball, but
no.
it's not. And so now we just use it in the live streams because where else am I going to use it?
It's funny.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Which is hilarious because I remember when I was when my nephew was young and I would nanny him, we'd go to the mall. Sometimes Mall of America, sometimes the Ridgedale Mall, which is a little bit further out for me. But we would go to the mall and we went into a toy store at the Ridgedale Mall. This toy store was also at the Mall of America at one point. And he found a magic 8-ball and he was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "It's a magic 8-ball." He was like, "Magic?" I was like, "Yeah, magic 8-ball." And he was like, "What does it do?" And I said, "It tells the future." And of course, he's like 4. And so he totally believes this is, a real magical thing. So we started asking questions. He is so excited. He's like, "Auntie, can you give it to me? Can you get it for me?" And I was like, "Sorry, buddy. I don't have money right now, but maybe for your birthday." Because not only, did I not actually have a lot of money at the time, but also, being a responsible adult, making sure that kids don't get spoiled. I needed to make sure, maybe for your birthday.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, just use your card. It always works for Mom." I was like, "Yeah, but there's money has to be in the card in order to use it." Anyway, then I forgot to get it for him for his birthday. Totally, and I thought he forgot about it until literally before, like last year, sometime before his birthday last year. He's like, "Auntie, do you remember when you were going to give me the magic 8-ball for my birthday? You never did." You were nearly 12. How do you remember that? He's like, "I don't know. I just remember." And I was like, "Okay." So it was for his birthday. I got him a magic 8-ball this last year, back in August. He got so excited that I finally got him his magic 8-ball.
Nice.
Yeah, you gotta love that the age of innocence. So cute. Ugh. Anyway, but yeah, I miss when my nephew was cute and little. Now he's almost a teenager and he's still very cute and still very wonderful. And he is still like one of my favorite humans on this planet. But I do miss that, like, just he's always had such a creative mind, very much like me. Like, people say that he reminds them of me when I was that age. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Kind of that meme, you know? And because I was a lot, and I know I was a lot. But he's always been a very creative mind, very, very creative mind. And I miss when that creativity was just, we were watching Animaniacs one time, and Pink in the Brain were going to take over the world. And he stands up and he looks at me, he goes, Auntie, they're going to take over the world. I need to go get my guys, go jump into the TV and stop them. So he goes storming off into his room, puts up a bunch of toys up like they were like in front of him in a line, like they were in military, and just starts talking to them about how they're going to stop Pinky the Brain.
Oh my
I
God.
told him, don't worry, buddy. They're always bad at it. It didn't matter. By the time he was done getting ready for those guys, they were already thwarted, though. So
There was like I wasn't a kid.
I would have forgotten everything. I have a terrible memory.
I usually forget stuff, but there's one thing that I've remembered since I was like a teenager. We were at the mall and it was one of those like cool crystal like figurine stores or whatever. And they had like this really cool dragon where you could take the sword out and like just play with it if you wanted to. And I wanted it, but I didn't have the money and nobody bought it for me. And to this day, I remember that little dragon sword statue that I didn't get. And I'm sad every time I remember about it.
There are things that, you know, how in the 90s when we were being raised, like infomercials for kids were everywhere. Like you could not turn on the television without a company trying to sell shit to you as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
It started, you know, in the 80s with literal 30-minute commercials that were broken up. Well, 22-minute commercials that were broken up by actual commercials for toys, things like, you know, Transformers and whatnot. And then that just turned into full-on infomercials for kids. I cannot tell you how many times I'd be like, Mom, Dad, I want this thing so bad. And they never got it for me. You know?
Yeah. I'm glad that didn't happen because, like, I didn't need that.
I remember getting one of those things. So those store, I remember getting one of those things I really, really wanted. It was an Ertl farm. I don't even know if it was everywhere. I think it was just a Fleet Farm, which I think is just in Minnesota, or maybe just in the Midwest. But it was a brand called Ertl, and they made little like models of stuff, and they came out with a farm. And it looked so cool in the commercial. And I wanted it so bad. And so, of course, Santa brought it for me one year. And I was disappointed because it was not as cool because I had to build it. I didn't realize when I was 10 that models were things you had to build. That they didn't just come fully done. Anyway, so I don't know what those crystal figurines were, but I'm glad you both enjoyed them. If I saw a picture,
I miss those
books.
Zoo books. They're still around, I think.
I think so. But Zoo Books, I had a subscription to Zoo Books. It's one of the reasons I love animals as much as I do is because I learned, well, that and Steve Irwin. I'm pretty sure Steve Irwin was the reason why I wanted to get Zoo Books.
Probably.
But yeah. Anyway. Okay. So I probably need to go and figure dinner out. I mean, I already know what I'm making for dinner, but it's going to be a little bit time consuming.
What are you making?
So I am making a roasted veggie tomato soup.
Ooh.
With grilled cheese sandwich for me, possibly grilled cheese for Mom, but a ham and cheese melt for my dad.
That sounds
that
really
I'll be making in a
good.
panini press.
Yes.
So, yeah. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm making.
Brits
But my
from-
tomato soups are also like more nutritionally dense because it's me. Always thinking about how can I add to this to make it more nutritious. So it's not just tomatoes. It is. I also put spinach in it, and I also put peppers, like bell peppers in it, sweet peppers in it, to enhance the nutrients.
Deliciousness. Yep, my grandma's
Yes,
coming.
roasted tomato soup is amazing, and specifically, you gotta roast the veggies.
Tomatoes.
Yeah, so roast the tomatoes, the peppers, and the garlic first. You roast that with olive oil, salt, pepper, and some Italian seasoning. And then take that all out and put that in. I mean, it's super simple. Take that all out, put it all into a blender, and then blend it all together. Then put in some heavy cream and blend all of that together with the whatever you didn't roast. So like for me, I'm not going to roast the spinach because that would be weird. So then put the spinach in with the heavy cream and some more seasoning. Usually like basil and oregano is my big ones. And then mix that all together. It gives it a really nice smoky flavor. I love it.
Yum. I wish I could eat soup more.
You're a vegetarian. I am not. I like meat way too much to be a vegetarian. I like animal products, but I am trying to cut back on some of my like cow products, and not for any like diet culture reasons, just because like you find more nutritional density in like goat products, like cheeses and stuff. So I'm trying to like switch to goat cheese. And there's a at Whole Foods, there's a goat milk yogurt that I want to try. See if I like that better than regular yogurt. Or not. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Fun.
Except for the cream. So you are a proper vegetarian in the sense that that's the diet. Because that's something that I always correct even vegetarians and vegans on. They're like, I'm vegan. I'm like, vegan's not a diet. Vegan's a lifestyle.
Mhm.
Vegetarian is a diet. Vegetarian means you don't eat animal products. There are different types of vegetarians, like pescatarians, ovo-vegetarians, ovo-octo-vegetarians. No, ovo-lacto. There we go. Ovo is egg. Ovo-lacto-vegetarians, lacto-vegetarians, lots of different types of vegetarian that eat different types of animal products. And then veganism is a lifestyle.
Yep.
For somebody who eats a lot of meat, I know way more about veganism and vegetarianism than a lot of other people do. Ovo-lacto. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah. I always thought I would try pescatarian or flexitarian. Flexitarian is mostly plant-based, but you mix in some fish and some poultry, usually chicken.
Okay.
Is what flexitarian means. There's lots of different labels. But then I started doing intuitive eating, and I was told to not aspire to any specific diet except for the Mediterranean if I wanted to, because that's not really a diet that actually, and I mean, neither is vegetarianism. Vegetarianism is also more of a lifestyle choice of food and is sustainable. Whereas like keto, paleo, those are not technically sustainable. But vegetarianism, plant-based specifically, and Mediterranean are both sustainable long term. So if you can do it, I just like meat. More power to anybody who is vegetarian, though. That's cool.
Grandma's coming over to give me a birthday card.
Technically, vegans do not eat honey. Neither do neither do full vegetarians eat honey, which is silly because it's technically an animal product. But you also shouldn't eat figs either because that's also technically an animal product, even though it comes off of a plant. Because in order for a fig to be created, it has to kill a wasp.
Huh.
Or a bee. I can't remember if it's a wasp or a bee. But
Interesting.
technically, if you're eating figs, you're not vegan. You're eating an animal. Technically. Congratulations. I'm very picky about my seafood, which is the only reason I've never gone fully pescatarian, because I think about it and I'm like, but I love salmon, and I'm like, but I can't eat salmon all the time.
Simon.
Yeah. But there's a lot of fish I don't like, a lot of seafood I don't like. So I'm like, I don't want to limit myself too much by being pescatarian, which is when I was like, maybe flexitarian works better for me then. But no, I still like my red meat though. I just don't eat it as much. Yeah. Honey's a no-no for vegans and full vegetarians, technically. But I don't know very many full vegetarians that aren't also just actually vegan. You've never had salmon? Salmon is delicious. It's my favorite fish to eat. My least favorite fish to eat is lutefisk, which is cod. But
I just don't. I'm not big on seafood in general. I tried.
Yeah, my mom's not big on seafood either. So whenever we go to like places with sushi, she'll just get like vegetarian sushi. Like I don't remember what you got when we went.
I got the fried rice.
That's right.
It was really good.
Yeah. I like my uncooked meat. I like my uncooked fish. So
TikTok.
Yeah, and the texture is even worse. It looks nasty. The texture of it is even worse. Though my dad brought up a good point that the majority of times that I have ever eaten lutefisk have all been made by someone who couldn't cook lutefisk properly because she's not Norwegian or was not Norwegian. She she was fluent Norwegian because her husband was Norwegian. And so she was fluent in it, but that does not mean she knows the proper traditional ways of preparing a very traditional dish. And it was literal jelly, fish flavored jelly.
Ew.
Is what lutefisk was when she would make it. And so the majority of times I ate lutefisk as a kid was her. And so dad's like, you need to try proper lutefisk. And I was like, do I? Do I? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're literally soaking it in poison. You're literally soaking it. So if you don't know the traditional way of making lutefisk is you dry out the fish, you dehydrate it, then you rehydrate it by soaking it in lye for 3 days. And then you let it sit out for 3 days, which supposedly gets rid of all of the poisonous toxins in it. And then you cook it at that point. Then you cook it. And if you do it wrong, it turns into jelly. If you do it right, it maintains a fish consistency. It just has a very specific like taste to it. But the texture makes me want to never eat again. It's because I grew up literally eating it all the time. Every single holiday season, this is what I would eat. To the point that I refused to eat things like lefse or krumkake when I was a kid because lutefisk was so bad. And I was like, I never want to eat anything Norwegian ever again. Ever. But then I ate lefse and krumkake and was like, oh, this shit's good. That's how I grew up, man. That's how I grew up. Not even lefse. Not even lefse. Nope. I wouldn't eat it. I don't care if it was flatbread. I don't care if it was made from potatoes. That's what it is. It's a flatbread. It's like a tortilla, but it's made from potatoes. Which is why it's so funny whenever I buy store-bought lefse and it's like potato lefse. And I was like, anything aside from potato lefse is literally just a tortilla.
Must be potato.
Like I will gatekeep my lefse. It has to be made from potato or it's not lefse. Like I will gatekeep that. I feel like I have the right. I'm Norwegian, right? I have the right to do that.
Gatekeep the culture.
If it's not made from potato, it's not lefse.
It's fakesa.
That's why I'm just like, whenever I see potato lefse, I was like, get out of here. Do you just want people to know it's made from potatoes instead of flour? Go for it. That's fine. But like, no, there's no such thing as flour lefse, corn lefse. Those are called tortillas. Thanks. They are also delicious, don't get me wrong, but a whole different culture. And one that I'm not going to sit there and pretend is mine, okay? Eating shark fin is probably survival at this point. I've never had shark. I've heard it's got a very interesting texture, though.
I couldn't.
I know, they're your favorite animal. They'll be like, somebody be like, you should eat an elephant or an orca.
I
like,
couldn't.
No thanks.
No. Why are you eating it?
One time somebody was like, African elephants are like your favorite animal, right? I was like, one of them, yeah. Because I have 2 favorite animals. And they're like, okay, cool. Do you have anything made of ivory then? I was like, no! Why would I have anything made from ivory? You do realize that that's all of it. All of it is poached, right? All of it.
Like none of it is, no.
That is such an unethical thing. Why would anybody who loves African elephants ever buy anything made from ivory?
No.
No,
Ick.
I do not. Yeah, that's such a. And worst of all, that was on a date that somebody asked me that question. That was a date question.
And
I'm like, okay, red flag.
No. It just makes me sad.
Yeah. I don't like the way people treat animals. That's why when I did my thing, I was like, it's a social commentary on nature conservation.
People are terrible.
I literally, and there was like, humans ruin everything. I'm like, yes, humans do ruin everything. We ruin everything.
Mm-hmm.
We are a cancer on this planet.
We are the worst.
We are a cancer on this planet. And I'm not saying that I'm any better, because I still engage in capitalism. I still engage in unethical behaviors when it comes to the planet and the resources that we have.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, and I think I remember somebody saying this, there's no such thing as ethical consumption under capitalism.
You just do your best.
Yeah, you just gotta figure out what means the most to you and fight for those things. So
yay.
Yeah, stick to your strength, right? Stick to your strength. You're really good at ruining literally the planet, so let's just keep doing it, I guess. God. Oh. Anyway, but yeah, so I think we'll have to end the stream here. Just as a reminder, we've got Kay's goal to finish the first draft of The Hunter and Her Prey, finish and fill in the gaps for the Untitled Romantasy, and think of a freaking title, Kay. Get your shit together. Complete the writing prompt, or at least try to do it this time.
I'm gonna try to do it this time.
Putting that in on me made me actually do it, so go for it. My goal is to finish the first draft of The Unwritten Rules of Hooking Up, and then halfway through the second draft of Price Check on Love, or further. I mean, I'd be happy if I was done with that by the next stream. Write 2,000 words every single day for 2025. Like I said, right now I'm averaging 2,000 words every single day. So hey, let's go for it. And then also complete the writing prompt. Next stream will be March 15th, 2025 at 2 p.m. Be there or be square. It's a Saturday. Come hang out. I mean, I'd fight on the chimp side. Just like if we start a war with Canada, I'll be fighting on Canada's side. Our glasses are kind of similar, I guess. They're not the same. I think they're similar shapes, yeah. But I have only half frame.
Yeah, mine's full frame.
I mean, technically it's a full frame, but it's just not the same color all the way around. They do look similar. They're similarly shaped.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, okay. Well, thank you all for joining us for a shortened live stream because I have to go roast some veggies / fruits. Actually, everything I'm roasting is, well, no, because you know tomatoes are a fruit and so are peppers. I'm basically gonna go roast some fruits now.
Everything's a fruit. Anyway, bye.
Bye.